spooky, huh? Ah, not really. A happy Halloween, by the way. And you know, it doesn't matter if it's Halloween time or not, because here in the attic, it's spooky all the time. Welcome once again to the Mask Fan Attic. Thank you for coming. Dr. Lady here in your face once again with a cool old mask for on your face. And tonight, what a coincidence, I just happened to see one just lying over here out of camera range. It's a pretty rare, oddly enough, Don Post Studios Leatherface. Okay, now if you're a fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, you know who Leatherface is, the big crazy guy who chases people around with his chainsaw and makes chili out of their bodies and does arts and crafts with any bones and other bits that are left over. Now, Don Post, of course, the biggest, most influential, most legendary, most respected mask company in the history of the universe. Don Post Studios had earlier been responsible for characters like the Universal Classic Monsters, characters from Star Trek, Star Wars, the Planet of the Apes, all the biggest sci-fi and fantasy and monster movies. And in later years, they even did licensed masks of Freddy and Jason and people like that who came along a little later. And it seemed inevitable, I guess, that sooner or later they would get around to doing Leatherface. Now, this particular mask came out in the Halloween 1999 season. Okay, it was in production for several years after that, at least 4 years. It was still around in like 2002, 2003. So you'd think there would be billions of them out there, and yet I don't see too many, and I don't see it come up for sale very often, and I don't know many people who own one, so I don't know. I think it's a pretty good mask because when you put it on, it's actually pretty scary and disturbing looking, and well, if you watch the late Dr. Lady show, you've seen this very, the character, the Don Post Leatherface. You've seen him in a couple of skits, you know, spoofs, sketches, humorous vignettes, comic blackouts. Yeah, you've seen some skits with the Don Post Leatherface in it if you watch the late Dr. Lady show. But as you can see, the Don Post tag right there, and it says on the back, Leatherface, just in case you don't believe him. The strange thing about it is, okay, two strange things, I guess. One is that I'm on my second one because my first one just disintegrated, and I'm very sad to say some of the Don Post masks that I had from around that time period, that is to say, well, really all through the 90s and the 00s, some of them were great and some of them disintegrated. I don't know what the difference in the latex was, but the first one I had looked exactly like this, and it was displayed on a shelf between some other masks. The other masks were fine, but the Don Post Leatherface literally melted. It turned into some sticky, melted, toasted marshmallow-like gunk with some chunks here and there in it. And once that starts happening, it's over and you have to throw the mask away. So it's really heartbreaking. But I don't know why that happened, but it seems to have happened with a number of these. And again, certain other masks that were made around that time. Bad batch of latex? I don't know. There are several theories on that. I haven't made up my mind. The jury is still out as far as that, so I don't really have an opinion on it because I don't have all the facts. How many people do you know that will admit that? And I'm not even people. But anyway, the funny thing about the Don Post Leatherface, which as you can see is kind of a 3/4 mask. It's latex, not vinyl, and it does have a nice full head wig on there. Pretty good quality wig, and if you mess it up and fluff it up a little, it really has the look of in the film, and it's very easy to wear. It's easy to pull on and take off. But the funny thing about it is, I'm not sure what Leatherface mask it's supposed to be, because you know in these movies the characters change a little from time to time, and Leatherface has more than one mask, and there have been a number of Leatherface movies. At the time this came out, 1999, I believe there had been 4 Leatherface movies, and I've seen them all, and I have yet to see any mask in any of them that looks exactly like this one, with these exact lines and patterns on it. And that's very unusual. In most cases, artists and mask studios and companies will pick a specific scene or a specific reference still, or at least a specific movie in a series, and those of us who are horror geeks and nerds can tell, oh yeah, that's, you know, a Freddy Krueger from part 2 or a Jason Voorhees from part 4 or whatever, because they look a little different from movie to movie. And I mostly know my Leatherfaces, but I don't know exactly what this is supposed to be, so my best guess is that they wanted to sort of do an all-purpose Leatherface that would kind of bring together the best aspects, or the most recognizable aspects anyway, of what people think Leatherface should look like, without basing it on any one exact scene. Because as I say, I've seen all those movies and I haven't seen this exact mask that looks exactly like this. So I think it's just sort of a general Leatherface rather than an exact prop replica. But in any case, it is a nifty mask. It's fun to wear. I'm going to silicone spray this one, and I hope that will keep it from disintegrating like the last one did. If you can find one, and I don't know why they're scarce, maybe a lot of them melted and rotted away, maybe. Or maybe they're all in a warehouse, maybe they're in someone's attic. Maybe they're in your attic! Why don't you go up and look right now? I'll wait! No, we got more things to do than that. I guess I won't wait. But I have to get ready for next week's segment, right? Yeah, I don't have time to stand around here and wait on you, but if you have an attic, take a look, because if you find a box of these in there, that would be really weird, wouldn't it? That would be like the least likely thing that's ever happened. Well, not to me. Least likely thing that's ever happened to you, anyway. That's all from the Mask Fan Attic for tonight. See you again next week, and watch out for Leatherface.